I would think this would be a good time for Jimmy Johnson to show a little compassion here and just run the ball in. There's no question about the outcome with 44 points on the board. Even though the youngsters want to play well, I think that keeping it on the ground, let them try to score that way because this game's over with.
Ready to throw it again. Over the middle. Touchdown, Miami. Andre Brown.
You know, it just was painful. I mean, it's never fun to lose like that, especially to, to anybody, but especially to Miami. I don't know. I think that started the real, at least for me, the real sort of, I don't want to say a revenge factor, but the feeling that, we owed them one.
They blocked the punt. 3 in the end zone. Armstrong for a touchdown, Miami. And of course, what surprises me in this particular situation is that you would humiliate a coach on the other side of the field who is closing out his career and the game is long over.
Brett, Notre Dame will rise again. With these ashes will come the winning Notre Dame team. That's my prediction.
So it really was left a little bit of a sour taste, but as I say, on the flip side, once you started to see coming from that sort of situation to the success that Coach Holtz saw in his first year, second year, then championship, to see that sort of change, transition, transformation of a team going from 58-7 Orange Bowl, very memorable, to a lot of success in the coming years.
The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, the Miami of Florida Hurricane. This was the biggest game of the decade.
Miami had won like 36 games in a row. They're number one in the country. They thought they were unbeatable.
You also know that there have been hostilities between these two schools, bad feelings. They feel Miami ran up the score.
Miami decided to walk or run right through the middle of our drill, and that's when sort of, the fight broke out.
As I was being pulled up, whoever pulled me up, the fan looked me in the eye like with a bloodlust and literally yelled at the top of his lungs, "Get him, Rocket! Get him!" I was like, bruh, it's the pregame.
The level of intensity went up a lot. I mean, everybody went running back into the locker room. There were some helmets thrown, chalkboards broken.
Coach Holtz comes storming in. His hat was pulled down. You couldn't see his eyeglasses. His hands were tucked into his khakis. And he starts pacing back and forth like he is so angry. And essentially he said, "Men, your ass is gonna be just fine today. You're gonna be just fine. But I need your ass to do me one favor.
And leave Jimmy Johnson's ass for me." And we went running out the tunnel. That was the last thing he said, and we ran down and hit play like a champion and went running out.
Here's Bryce, 5 yards to the goal line and a touchdown.
He will throw here. He's got his man, Andre Brown, and he is short of the goal line. No, they rule it, he's in.
It was like a heavyweight battle. I mean, these were two, prepared football teams that hated each other.
Split, Rice back to throw. Deep drop look. Is it going to be a screen? Nope, throwing long. Trying to get it to Ishmael. Long downfield. Got it. Ready. And he falls out at the 25-yard line.
The safety jumps up and like he blocked my temporary vision of the ball. So it was kind of like I was thrown off. Somehow the ball hit my hands. And then when it hit my hands, I was like, oh my gosh, my feet stopped moving. And as I'm falling to the ground, my knees, they were shaking, but they were shaking right at the right time, and bam! They clasped onto the ball, fell down, and it was a big play. And I think Braxton Banks might have scored on that drive, but it was like, I was so thankful I caught it. I was like,
Gary, and he is stopped. Leading the defense with Pritchett.
I realized I had broken my hand, and I remember looking at it, and I couldn't feel it. So I knew I was pretty fired up. I called the trainer over. I said, tape my fingers together. I broke my hand. I never even looked at it. He taped my fingers. I ran back in. And, I ended up having 15 tackles in that game.
Play action fake, back to throw. A lobber to Conley. He's going to be picked off. It's Terrell at the 50. Terrell to the 40. Terrell to the 30. Terrell to the 20. He's got to beat Walsh. He's at the 10. 5. Touchdown, Irish.
Frank Stam's got a good tip on the ball, and I was able to step in front of, I think, Cleveland Gary maybe, and pick it off, and I went 65 yards for a touchdown.
First down. Conley going for the corner. Touchdown, Miami. Walsh pulls it out. As protection, there it is. Cleveland Gary for the touchdown.
I said, we're going to find out whether they think they can win if we make them flinch.
He has the wind at his back. And they go to the short man on the fake. The fake punt, first down, Notre Dame.
They ran a fake punt, and it was not successful. And to the players, they flinched.
Gives it to Eilers. Eilers is down to about the 2. Touchdown! Pat Eilers for a score. Brown wide to the right, Dawkins out to the left. Back to throw, setting up. Walsh looking to the near side. The pass is caught. Touchdown to Andre Brown.
Jimmy will use a timeout. Miami must decide what kind of a two-point play to use.
That was before they had the playoff in college football, and I think that was just part of their whole persona and his personality. He was going for broke. He was going to win the game, and he was going to roll the dice.
The guy I was defending, Leonard Conley, a lot of people don't realize this, but Leonard and I were big rivals in high school. We were both played in the same division in high school out of Florida.
Right, they're going to go for 2. Back to throw. Walsh looks, has the time, lost the ball. The pass is batted down. It's batted
The ball went up, and I happened to be in the right spot and was able to make a big play. So many people were integral on that play. You look at George Williams, the rush that he gave. Without that, Steve Walsh could have found any receiver quick. Back when I made that play, I believe our stadium's, the capacity was about 59,000. But I probably to date have met about 80,000 people that were sitting right in that corner when I made that play.
This was won by the Notre Dame Spirit. Shut up! This game was won by the Notre Dame Spirit.
I said the spirit of Notre Dame is what won this game. It wasn't coaching. It's just Our Lady on the Dome. It's just something about the Notre Dame spirit that you could feel it, that something's going to happen. I still feel it to this day.